All right, welcome everybody. Welcome to the channel. I am Aesop Grimm. This is the intro video for my third Chronicle in Elite Dangerous, but this is part two of a two-part Chronicle in 2021. The first part was a fresh start in 2021 where I just restarted my character and got into a crate Mark II. This second part now is going to be about engineering, and it's not really a tutorial because I know a little bit about engineering. I think I know enough to figure out what I don't know about it out to figure to figure all that out. But I don't know everything. So it's a chronicle. It's a playthrough experience. There's some exploration of how to do these things, but my goal is to go through all of the engineers, or at least all the ones that I'm going to need. And it might also include some Guardian stuff. I don't know. If I end up getting into Guardian stuff, I might make a separate chronicle on that, because I think it would confuse people. This one should just be engineering. If I do Guardian stuff, I'll make a Guardian Chronicle. Okay, well, let's go ahead and do the content briefing. That's what goes at the beginning of these intro videos, and that's the primary purpose of these intro videos. But we're going to do an abridged one because, like I said, this is my third Chronicle, and I've covered all this before in other Chronicles. If you want a more thorough one, just look at one of the other Chronicles and look at the intro video. But very quickly, the ESRB, Entertainment Software Rating Board, gives this a T for teen, and that is because of drug references and fantasy violence. It says this is an online role-playing game in which players pilot a spaceship through a variety of missions around the Milky Way galaxy. Players can engage in mining, exploration, trade, and various combat missions. Some missions task players with destroying specific figures or ships for profit. Combat is depicted from a first-person perspective with spaceships shooting lasers, machine guns, and missiles at target ships. And combat is highlighted by gunfire and explosions. Players can trade several different items in space stations, including items labeled as narcotics, because you could be a smuggler that trades on the black market in this game, basically. Is there any blood and gore in this game? No. Will there be whenever Odyssey comes out? Possibly. I don't know. But Odyssey's not out right now, and I'm not playing it. So there's no blood and gore. There is violence because you can do combat, right? But you're blowing spaceships up. Is there any bad language? No. Is there any age inappropriate relationship options? No. Any age inappropriate cutscenes that are either uber violent or overly romantic or whatever? No. None of that stuff. Now, it is a complex game. That leans towards the simulator side of things. You really need to know how to fly your ship. And they also don't hold your hand when it comes to, like, it's a sandbox game. They don't really give you missions or things that are designed to pull you along a certain storyline or something. So it's a very open-ended game. So there's some complexity to it. But that should wrap it up for a content briefing. I think that gives you the info that you need. If you're interested in knowing more or getting more, you can look at the other intro videos and the other chronicles. Okay, what are we doing here? Well, again, I'm following Hawks Gaming. Now, I'm following two different guides of his. So before we really get into the heavy duty into the actual engineering, I'm going to do another guide of his, which is gathering materials for engineering. He has a whole guide that tells you how to rack up a boatload of materials. Now, when I say that, that's going to be how we start out. And that's going to take me that's a grind. It's going to take me some time. What I think I'm going to do for you guys is I'm going to kind of approach it like I do Road to Riches. I'll sort of tell you what it is that he instructed us to do. We'll go out there. I'll show you an example or two of what we're doing, and then I'm going to put you on pause, and I'll sit there and I'll grind it all out, and I'll bring you back when all that's done. So the idea being that you learn the process, but you don't have to sit there and watch me for however long it takes, hours or whatever, to gather all the materials. But we'll do that step by step through his instructions, and then we will move on to the bulk of what this chronicle is about, and that will be his guide on unlocking all of the engineers. And I'll tell you right now, I am in an ASP. I know it says here on the thing, attempting a Crate Mark II combat build, and I am. But I have bought and outfitted my ASP specifically for planetary-based ops, for exploration, and for gathering and scanning, for scanning signals and gathering engineering materials. So that's what we're going to use to go and track and hunt all this stuff down, and we'll probably be running the initial engineering blueprints on the ASP. But once we've run enough of them to unlock the level 5, well, I may apply that to the ASP also, but we'll be applying it to the crate for sure. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. We're going to be running all this through the ASP. That's the ship I'm going to be in for the vast majority of the series. But the purpose is to unlock the engineering for the crate to use in combat. Okay, so at 6.5 minutes, I think that really wraps up everything that I want to do, everything I want to say with what this chronicle is going to do and accomplish. And I'll see you in the next episode where this story begins. Thank you for coming by the channel, and I'll see you then. Thanks for visiting Aesop Grimm's Chronicles. If you've made it this far in the video, please consider rating, commenting, subscribing, and sharing. I hope to see you in the next episode, and until then, stay shiny.